This is starting. I think we're starting.
We're starting.
That's how it starts.
Push it with your dick, dude.
It worked! I am Ray Taylor. I clearly don't have a regular job. I was never really into comic books growing up. Like, I was a geek.
Well, you should tell your face that, because you look exactly like
I do.
Watch the fights.
Fuck yeah, I watch the fights.
I'm Keith Spurlock.
I watch every kind of pornography. I said, all right, to counteract my cancer that I'm giving myself,
Right.
I smoke weed after every cigarette.
What were we just fucking talking about? And this is the Inspired Disorder Podcast. I'm not going to allow you to have an opinion on this just because you're wrong.
Is anyone else's podcast about like jerking off in UFC?
What's up, everybody? We're back in the studio for another show for you to listen or watch both. I don't know what you do when you do the show, but this is for you because we like it and you do too. So listen now or don't do it, but either way, subscribe to it.
Stop it now. This is shit. We're back.
We're back. This is our musical episode.
Oh, shit. We have to sing the whole thing?
We should probably try that at one point.
I don't think we should.
Yeah, why not? It'd be fun. I mean, only a half hour. I mean, I'm sure we just sing our answers. I want Con Air to win. Yeah, so we're here. There's no specific... We are going to do some UMC later.
Yeah.
Because we are to do that at the end of the show.
We are to do that.
It is a fun way to cap off an episode.
Is that a new saying?
We are to do
that?
I don't even know if it's proper grammar, but then again, I don't give a shit.
We are to do that.
I just like using words, and if it works technically, then cool, but I'm pretty sure people know what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, people get the gist of it.
Like, fuck rules with words.
It's like,
sometimes I just say words randomly that have nothing. And then sometimes not even words, just basic sounds.
Yeah, there's sounds, and then...
Man, there's times I can't make sounds, and I'm just flailing.
I've seen all of this happen. You would think after... How many hours do you think you've podcasted?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, So this is episode 338. And then there's probably... maybe 100 other podcasts that are no longer guests. And let's say average of 2 hours per podcast. So 430 times
860?
Almost like 1,000, probably. Like less than.
You would think that you would get words right.
Shit, man. Well, I think I was better with words like when my old job where I'd be talking to people all day. But it's usually saying the same thing. I'm not really...
Like, besides, like, brief conversations that we might have, you probably don't talk much during the day.
I went from talking to, like, hundreds of people a day, all day long, and then also doing the podcast and stuff like that, to almost like a monk where I'm just, like... I don't speak, but I'm listening to podcasts all the time, so it's like I'm in conversations.
Yeah.
So it's not completely insane. But yeah, I'm not a really talkative guy anyway. Like working in sales, that was the job, and it's not like I'm fucking making conversation with people. I'm saying a lot of the same shit because I'm selling a lot of the same shit for the most part. So it is different in that way. And then podcasts are different because it's like, I don't know, when the mics are on and the camera's like, this is what I'm doing. It's like a job. But it's fun. It's not like it's work to sit here and talk.
It seems like the fun of the job is the less you get paid for it.
I mean, starting out, yeah. It would be really nice if I don't know. It's different now. Everybody's doing podcasts. Like everybody's doing podcasts.
A lot of podcasts.
A lot of them suck. You know, so we do. I think we do a good podcast. I'm proud of the work we do here.
I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't fucking.
Fuck no. I mean, it's like, it's gonna be pretty. It's sooner than later. 10 years, like 2008, I think is when I did the Billy Dallas show, and that was only like 6 episodes, and then there's big breaks in between. Yeah. But it's changed. Like YouTube was like. Fucking short ass clips. You couldn't.
It still is sometimes.
It is, but you can also do Joe Rogan
form.
You can do 24-hour long video clips now. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, there are like, just ambient sound videos and shit. But like if I just stuck with it, maybe not with the Billy Dallas Show, turn it into something else. I don't know, but it was it was weird. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, well, just from when I've started, it's changed. a lot.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. Hopefully, I'm glad I'm part of it. Hopefully, we could stick around and keep going, keep doing it.
I mean, I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet either. It'd be.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm trying
I
to
don't know
slowly
why
kill
I would
myself,
ever.
but-
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all done from the moment we're born. We're
Nah,
technically
but I'm
dying.
kind of on a more destructive.
I know,
path
but it's
than
like
most.
there's but the thing is, it's like George Burns.
He
is lived a long time.
He
Seemed
did.
pretty happy
he was.
and smoked cigars and drank hard alcohol. I don't know what his drink was, but I think he just sipped whiskey on the rocks or something like that.
I would assume
Some kind of
that's an old man
or
drink.
kind of
That's an
like
extremely old
maybe
man
like
drink.
an old man.
Scotch.
Yeah, scotch and maybe something else. Who knows? But he's like one of those people that is like an idol kind of because he made it pretty long, and it's
He's-
like I don't smoke cigars.
Kids nowadays don't know who the fuck George Burns is, but he was
That's
a
true.
comic.
Yeah,
And he
actor,
lived to be
did
like
a lot of movies.
108.
I mean, he's like, yeah, they may. That's weird. Like, I don't have very much contact with young people, so it'd be weird to know what.
They don't know who the fuck George Burns is at
Yeah,
all.
but it's like so many. Like last year, how many
I
people
work
died
with
last
young
year?
kids.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Like everybody,
any-
those are all like a lot of our generation, some past our generation, like what's her face is Princess Leia's mom.
Yeah.
Like, she's not our
No.
generation, but Princess
Debbie
Leia
Reynolds.
was. Yeah. But so there were some people that weren't, but even like more recently, like Don Rickles, old ass comedian.
I know,
but
I feel like
he's
I've
like
always,
iconic.
I've been a pop culture person for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure there are kids.
So
that,
I've like absorbed
Yeah.
shit from the past. Plus, like my dad, liked to watch old reruns from when he was a kid, which then in turn I would watch, which means they were.
I'm sure whatever kids have parents that are comedy fans.
Yeah.
Like there's a good or just like movies from when George Burns was doing. I'm sure there's fans of his.
Was
I'm
just-
not really fans of his. I was never really a fan of him. I can't remember a piece of work that he did that I was a fan of.
The movie,
But-
the God movies with him and
Yeah, but I can't really remember them. I know I've seen them.
Yeah.
But it's like there's nothing. It's as opposed to like Adam Sandler. Like even though I don't like necessarily the movies he's doing now, but his comedy albums, huge part of my childhood. And then a lot of his movies, samesies.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I was that age now, I would probably like his movies because they break Netflix when they come out. It's just we're too old.
Yeah, we.
But
You know what though? You can't say that because I've watched shit specifically made for children that I liked
but
because
the thing
it was
is,
fucking good.
He's doing the same thing he was doing back then, and we've seen it 20 times. Where kids today, it's like new.
And
you
we've
know?
also seen that he can do something like Punch Drunk Love.
Which is like
And
the
it's like-
only dramatic thing he ever. And I think from what I heard, Paul Thomas Anderson, the director, had to like keep telling him to tone it down because he wanted to go
Well,
Adam Sandler.
Every time he's been on camera ever, he's been Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like it's almost like what Kevin Smith is doing. Like he's producing
Yeah.
work for a certain kind of age group, and it seems very close to the age group that Adam Sandler's kind of done his whole career.
True.
But I still like him. I don't remember what the comparison was. Oh, kids, what they know. I'm sure there's kids that because there's kids with the internet now. You can get like super geeked out
they
on
don't.
anything.
They can't. They could. I'm
Well,
saying
the
ones
kids you work with.
the kid I should. It's
I'm
a
sure
very small
guaranteed,
pool.
like the kids that are like movie geeks are the kids that work at movie theater, like the Psy movie theater, like the independent theaters, and then a little bit in the major things. But those are all movie geeks.
If I bring up anything from, I almost feel like too. Like I'll bring up shit that I don't think is that old, but to me, not that old means it could have happened when I was like 18.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like that was that long ago, even though it was.
Or even 10 years ago. Like 10 years to us Like,
is
literally
over half a lifetime
almost
to
started
them.
podcasting 10 years ago.
Some of these kids are 16, so if I reference something from 10 years ago, they were 6.
Like,
they don't get it.
Like, for sure VHS didn't grow up with it because that died off in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was DVD and, like, so maybe they have, like far off, like, maybe our connection to 8-track. Like, I remember 8-track. Nobody was using them at the time.
My dad had like a retro and a stereo so he could listen to his old tapes. But
I'm pretty disconnected from 8-track. It wasn't part of my generation, really.
Yeah,
but I knew what it was growing
up
for sure, and I'm sure that's what VHS is to a lot of kids. Like they kind of know, but they've never like dealt with a VHS tape.
Yeah,
they don't
might
know
know
tricks.
from memes of some
sort. They don't know to like
They're
tape
like,
things over to like record over the copyright. Like it was super like a weird technology, like how shitty it got, especially if you were to rewind and play a certain scene over and over again. So the porn aspect of it, you can almost see where people jerk off.
Yeah.
In certain movies, especially if you're like renting movies, fucking VHS like blockbusters, like that's something they like. Maybe they lived where there's still like a lingering blockbuster that they maybe remember when they were 6 going to, but that was the shit going to rent movies.
Yeah. Dude,
which I remember first before there was like a video store. It was just grocery stores that had a little rental section.
In our IGA, we had a rental section. But here's what's fucked up. Our little village is such a fucking, like, I don't know if this is normal for every small fucking nowhere town.
Yeah.
But at one point, now mind you, 3,000 people live here.
Mm-hmm.
There was 5 pizza places.
Jesus. But like
4 places.
Chains?
No.
Like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's? No. Like just mom and pop places.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, I guess
that's when you were how old?
There was the East of Chicago, 14, 15, 16.
Right. I'd imagine it's different now.
Slightly.
Is there more like chains?
But there's still like the big 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But there was like 5 at one point. There were 7 places you could go in and get a beer.
Mm-hmm.
There's 12 places that would serve you beer, like, just cold beer.
Yeah.
Like not like a place you could drink them, but there were like 8 bars.
Yeah.
Fucking 12 places you could buy booze.
Like liquor store kind of.
4 movie stores at one time.
Uh-huh.
In a village.
That's a lot.
That's a fucking lot.
But that's weird. I don't know how big. Bermuda Dunes, when I
there might have been
up,
more because the pharmacy at one point was renting movies. The grocery store was renting movies.
Yeah.
The one of the pizza shops rented movies.
Yeah. Although I don't know. Maybe I remember video or it would make sense. There's some place. I always just remember renting like video or buying video games like Atari and NES were like at a grocery store. It's like a section. Like where banks are in grocery stores now, that used to be like the video section.
Yeah, ours was just like kind of off to the side where now it's like just like they put a bunch of the not cold like pop shit.
Yeah. Because when I grew up, when I was young in the desert, like there was just like a little market, like it was just a market, like not a chain. It wasn't like a Ralph's or anything like that.
Yeah.
But then now it's fucking just chain everything. Everything's like the generic stuccoed kind of.
We still have our
mini mall,
our IGA, which is IGA stands for Independent Grocers Association. So like they all go under one banner, but they're all
kind of like
separately owned stores,
like Sprouts and Henry's. I think it's called also like it's same company. They're basically the same exact thing, just different brands.
Why?
Or like Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Yeah, I don't get that at Checkers and Rallies.
Well, it's because there's a company, and then they bought out this other company.
But they didn't want to change the name.
Why would you change the name? Because people wouldn't go there.
If they served the exact same thing, who, like...
They probably
So one of them, they kept the name.
I mean, there's the worst is Carl's Jr. and the Green Burrito. It was like... it's like as a
package.
Yeah,
like
it's like
where I'm from.
Not very
there's
good.
There's a lot
Mexican
of
food.
KFC, Long John Silver.
Yeah. Well, there's a KFC Wendy's down the street.
No, that's a KFC A&W.
Right. And there's a Wendy's right next to it.
There's a Wendy's right next to it.
There's a lot of fast food. Well, that's like kind of a major commuter street. So everybody going to or coming from work is like, I'll pick up a bite. But, yeah. Whatever. Video stores. Getting old. That's what we do.
I was banned permanently from one video store twice. Banned for life. Twice.
For what?
Because
Never rewinding.
The lady that ran it was an insane person. And so...
I mean, they allowed you back once.
I would just not go long enough to where I thought she would forget who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But I remember one time... she called and she was like, "You're late." Like, she would call you that hour.
I think that's what I never really opened when I worked at Blockbuster, but I think in the morning they printed out a report of everything that was supposed to be due the night before, and then they just make calls. I think it's part of what they do in the morning.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
But I mean, how you approach that job is completely different. Like you be an asshole about it, or
I'll come down right now and pay you.
Yeah.
So I jumped on my bike and I went down there and
But late, you had to return it, right?
I returned it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and pay the late fee.
Yeah, and I was like, I reached in my pockets. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I was like, the money must have fell out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I'll go back and get it.
Yeah.
She was having none of that. Called my house. Told my parents that I was banned for life and that I found it literally fell out of my pocket. Well,
that's why there's
outside.
So many other video stores, because one of them bans people all the time.
She's a crazy person. Like,
she's probably similar to the dude that runs that All in a Dream comic book store.
It was called Pizza Palace.
Yeah.
And which commonly used pizza name. I've heard that for in other towns.
Sure. Yeah.
But they called her Mama Lou. And I remember one time I was at my buddy's house and they found a cigarette butt in the pizza. And I knew people that worked there. They used to stir the sauce with their arm.
Jesus.
Like, because it was so much sauce for the day, but they just like stick their hairy.
Yeah, I mean, there's
skin
no part of that.
Arm
if you wanted to do that in food service legally, you would have to have like arm-high gloves.
Yes.
And then, but nobody would do that.
Well, why wouldn't you just use a big-ass fucking spoon?
Exactly. Yeah, that's but here's the thing: when I worked at the pizza kitchen at Costco, we knew like a week out when they were coming. So you only had to be on top of your shit for one day.
Yeah.
It's not like they're cracking down. Maybe if you have a notoriously shitty place,
record, yeah, they'll jump in with a surprise.
But I mean,
everyone kind of knows. Like, I work in food, and my boss
there's never a surprise ever.
They are surprises in the fact that like you know that they're in town, but you don't know when exactly. So
there's company people.
You got to tighten it up for a week.
There's company people, but like we knew exactly when they were coming. Like, they were booked. They were on the schedule. Thursday, this time. Well, just Thursday. They're coming in. Then it would be so like the managers will schedule themselves a lot later than they ever work, so they can fucking pretend to, be actually there when the fucking place is open.
Yeah.
Which they're never there. They duck out like as soon as the thing's open, they're in the office and then home. Fucking worthless pieces of shit. But yeah, it's like it's fully staffed. Same thing when there was like visitors for like corporate VIPs and CEO they do tours and just go eat hot dogs and walk through.
It's like, all right, everyone, so and so's coming in.
The most
today.
Staffed ever. The only time the electronic department was ever really staffed is on those days. Like, they wouldn't pretend to fuck with us all the time, and like just like the big like. Way too like the amount of people they should have for registers, and then like the amount they should have, like it's it should be is like when the VPs come in. I remember on one of my last meetings with them before I left, like that came up, and they're so delusional, these fucking people. They're like, no, we don't do that. It's like, oh, you don't. It's like it's the most ridiculous thing that happens in the warehouse. It's like it goes to like well-staffed and like things run easy, and nobody is fucking shitting on people, and like people can actually do their jobs.
Yeah, but
and they're like, oh, nothing's different ever. And as soon as they come through, cut.
You can go home. You can go home. You can go home. You can go home. Yeah.
It's a lot of bullshit, but they're all delusional anyway.
The factory I worked at for 10 years, anytime there was an inspection of any sort, we would rent a bunch of trailers, like, and take all the shit from the floor that was just that's always sitting around.
Oh yeah.
In the aisleways.
Yeah.
Obstructing shit, and we would fill this giant tractor trailer up and like haul them all to like another lot like a mile away, and then they would come in and look, and everything would look all spiffy and clean.
Yeah,
because like everyone would also be working overtime all that week to fucking clean and repaint and fucking make everything look good. And then the second they left, back the trucks up, get this shit off. Like
that. It's all,
and then
like
2 days later they go, we got our certification for ABSOLE, and you're like, I don't care what the acronym.
Well, and it's like a big company, like who's the guy that's going to be like, oh, I'm taking down Costco.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, I'm doing this shit. It's like, no, they're coming in. There's like fucking, oh shit, they're calling us. Yeah, stop, cease and desist. We're not even live. They've just been monitoring the internet.
It was them too.
They're like, hey, can you come in? We haven't sold anything in a while. But yeah, I don't know. Fuck them. They're all retarded. They're like way overpaid people that don't deserve. They should start doing podcasts and like get humbled. See how many people like what they actually have to say.
Yeah.
Instead of like forcing people to be in a room that are being paid, and then you just like have to be in this like where they're just. It's so weird, the meetings. Like there was something like the last warehouse manager. She was like the fucking worst. Like for sure, there's going to be a class action lawsuit at some point that I'm going to get mail for, and I don't know.
No, it'll go to your old address.
I've gotten stuff like they find you. I don't know how they find you, which is fine. Like if I got a check from Target and I got one from Costco, because it's just like big companies do illegal shit and then they get caught, and enough people are dealing with it. There was because Costco would close you at night. They would close everything up, and like if you were in a department like you're in the bakery or some shit and you're done, cleaned up, everything's done, but like you know they're still folding clothes or whatever, like, and you're ready to go. You have to have a manager let you out, but you clock out first. And a lot of people were just waiting at the door to be let out because of lazy fucking managers that don't want to just have somebody by the door to let employees out. So they're like basically stuck in a room. You're stuck in the warehouse waiting to leave for sometimes 30 to an hour. I remember waiting so long.
I would have beat someone's ass.
Yeah, well, they got sued. And then they figure out, they do whatever they do, and there's the magical theorem, and you get a check based on whatever they settled on.
There was even when I worked at the grocery store recently, like at the end of the night, you had to have a manager. It's a small grocery though, so it's not.
No, this would be like a department of people. I remember the food court because we'd have to go in, so we'd have to wait to get let in, which is fine. We're getting paid to wait around, clock out, and then fucking waiting again. It was horrible. It was just whatever. It's like stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's not like, there was some horrible shit that happened, but it's just really well paid people, these managers that are the laziest fucking people ever, and the people that work their asses off have to compensate for the fact that they're fucking stupid. But Costco, they have memes that are positive but completely untrue. It's like this CEO, it's a different CEO. The game's changed. You're doing old shit, people. Look into it. It is weird, though, because there's been a few people that have left since I've left, and they're like, this is fucking amazing. Fuck them.
Freedom.
Yeah. And so many people were leaving anyway, or getting fired for stupid shit. But that's what happens. It's cheaper. New hires are cheaper. And they were just rolling over seasonals.
Yeah.
Like, they would keep them along for 90 days, get rid of them so they don't have to, pay them any insurance or anything like that. Bring them back in a few months, whatever the gap needs to be, and just work them again. So people would, come and go throughout the year.
Yeah, you're
like,
hey,
what's
Ted's
going
back.
on? And they were treated like fucking amazing because they knew they were fucking these people over. But whatever, Costco.
Fuck them.
Let's play some movie fights, Ultimate Movie Championship. But before we do that, everybody go support the podcast. Go support everything that I do. And as far as Inspired Disorder goes, artwork, photoshops, podcasts, YouTube shit. Patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Donate $1. There are perks if you want to donate more than $1. But start with $1 if you want. And do that. It's $1 a month, $12 a year. Pretty cheap. And as it goes, there's going to be goals, and we'll start doing, if we hit new things, we're going to do giveaways. We're going to start doing
give
bonus
my kidney
episodes. We'll do Beyond Disorder will come back, and we'll just do but we need to get to a certain number.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyway, patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Go donate $1 and help us hit some goals. And with all that said, the Ultimate Movie Championship brought to you by patreon.com/Inspired Disorder.
Patreon.
So this is where we go to flickchart.com.
And then we beat each other about the head with baseball bats.
We just like to have this website up while we do it because it's the colors match the blood that we'll be spewing. I don't know if they match,
fun.
but yeah. So we rate movies here. They give us 2 movies. We choose which deserves to be on our top, the ultimate movie list, which we've probably got close to almost 900 movies on.
But we don't always agree.
No. And if we don't, and we can't come to a decision, sometimes we don't have to.
No.
It happens where we can convince one another, or we just don't give a shit.
And so, sometimes we just, it's like, whatever.
Sometimes
You're more
we
passionate
give a shit
about one than I am about either.
Yeah. It's it'll get on the list somewhere, but it's not going to go high and tight. So we're going to start glassing on these 2 beauties. The Michael Bay produced, I don't know if he directed it, Texas Chainsaw Massacre versus...
That's the one with Eric Balfour.
I don't know who that is.
He's this guy, and I don't know why I remember his name, but because that dude was only in that movie.
Really?
But his name's Eric Balfour.
Well, I'm assuming you watched the movie since that name stuck with you.
Weird.
It'd be weirder if you didn't see the movie.
Yeah.
You're like, that guy's name. It's the only movie he's in, but I know his name for some reason.
And this guy's the Zohan.
Versus who we were talking about before. You don't know, or you don't mess with the Zohan, which had funny moments in it. Overall, not a good movie, though. Really not a good movie. Although it's I don't really give a fuck about Chainsaw Massacre either.
It's why don't I just get a leg on a stick and then wave it in front of the camera, and then we're all going to pretend that I'm magically kicking people.
Yeah, but that's a style thing. That's it's a way of doing that kind. But that's it's very much an Adam Sandler thing. Corny, super corny camera things.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not...
Neither
our
of these movies.
shit.
I'm gonna go.
I don't really
Zohan
give a shit about
because
either
I don't
of these.
give a fuck about either. But I'm still gonna go Zohan.
All right.
No, I think it's.
I thought you were gonna go with Texas, and I was
That's
like,
terrible.
I really don't give a shit about either of these movies.
I don't. Yeah,
They're both. I don't know. They're both movies.
they're movies.
And you could put them on, and you'll be like, I think I'm watching a movie right now.
I'd rather laugh.
I don't know if I like
would
this
rather
movie.
chuckle once than just probably
But
be bored.
But it's you could be chuckling for a different reason.
But because Eric Balfour.
Which one of these is so bad it's good?
Maybe I'm wrong, and that's not even his name. That'd be fucked up.
Yeah,
I was
you're just
very
giving some
confident
other
about,
dude hate. Mild.
Very confident about what that dude's name is.
I'm not gonna dispute that because that would require work. Mild work, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm good with the Zohan. Just Adam Sandler. He's been in good shit.
Yeah.
At one point in his life. Stardust.
Haven't seen it.
Pretty good movie. Some people shit on that movie, but I liked it. It's like very much, definitely more of maybe a kid's movie, but very much like a Princess Bride vibe.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. The Avengers from 2012 versus 2001 A Space Odyssey, and this one's easy for me.
Me too. The Avengers.
Yeah. All right. So I have not seen
Predestination.
Yeah.
I was about to say Prestidigitation. Showdown.
I've not seen Showdown, but the poster makes it seem interesting.
Or like it's Superman.
Superman Showdown. Maybe that was like a TV series or something.
Probably like
Halloween.
the OG. The first one.
Is that the
Jamie
one
Lee
where she's in the
Curtis.
closet? Yeah, okay. I've seen that one. Versus The Italian Job, the Mark Wahlberg remake.
I'm going to go Halloween on this one. I actually liked the first Halloween.
I didn't mind The Italian Job. I mean, I don't really give a shit about either of these movies. I didn't mind The Italian Job. It was like, whatever. It's a movie.
It's a Mini
It's
Cooper
a movie.
commercial.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we saw. Remember was it a Kia? It was the commercial that played at the basically the first action 10 minutes of Beaver's S.
Yeah.
It was like a Kia or something. I don't know.
It was
a Kia.
something.
It was a commercial. We saw the commercial.
Yeah.
Before the movie, and then the movie started
And it
with
was
that commercial.
Yeah, it was that
Just
commercial.
like you saw some buildings crumble a little bit more.
But it was so fucked up because it was like a lower rate car supposed to be
It's like a
driven
Kia.
by a fucking billionaire.
I think a Kia,
It wasn't
or maybe
Kia. It was like a
Infinity
Buick
or something.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm just talking about movies that made a shitload of money that start with a car commercial. Although, like, a lot of I don't know as much, but I know when Pierce Brosnan, the 007s were a lot. What car is he gonna drive?
It was always an Aston Martin.
Yeah, but it was like the
What
new
version?
model
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I'm good with Halloween. I wouldn't be confident with any of the sequels as far as if I've seen them. District 9 versus Eyes Wide Shut. District 9. I'm not a big fan of Eyes Wide Shut. There's definitely some nice boobage, but it is slow as fuck. But it's
Kubrick. All Kubrick's
which
movies
not a
are
big
slow
fan
as
of a lot of his stuff.
But I agree. District 9,
I respect his work.
really liked.
Yeah, I mean his first Blumkamp knocked it out of the park. Low budget,
Super
but
low budget, and the effects are pretty decent.
Well,
as
he was
low budget
working
as
with.
it was.
I'm sure he got a discount on the effects because he was working with fucking Lord of the Rings dude. And it was his. I mean, he produced it. He was like pushing him to. I think he was originally supposed to do the maybe Prometheus.
No, he was supposed to do. He had his own Alien that he was going to do that was going to erase.
Yeah.
It was going to erase 3 and 4.
Yeah,
and gonna
which is fine.
pick up after 2.
Yeah, I mean,
with Newt probably still alive, and but that was the idea.
Yeah, but probably written a lot better.
Sigourney
Or
Weaver
handled better.
was on board. She was like, "Yeah, we've talked about some stuff," and then Ridley Scott goes, "No."
No, it was the studio. It was the studio.
He's saying he wants to. He did the one that's coming out here in a
I
couple
heard
weeks.
it's not. I heard it's better than Prometheus. It's like somewhere in between Prometheus and something. Which I rewatched Prometheus. Fucking boring.
I love that
Nothing
movie.
happens.
I mean, I don't.
I
love
rewatched
it, but
the series.
I like
it
fun.
looks better than a lot of the
pretty.
Alien movies
Yeah.
for sure. Good budget on graphics. Graphics got good, but it's like boring as fuck. Nothing happens.
I think what takes most people out of that movie, and it should, is the terrible decision to go with young guy in old man makeup.
That was horrible. But that was not
the reason.
The whole
that
movie
happened
is
was
horrible.
because they were gonna do like a couple scenes of like him when he was
like young,
his age. and then they cut that out, so it's just
it's a dumb decision. It's
terrible.
fucking stupid. It would have looked just as bad if there was a young person and then you saw that young person in old makeup.
Because all the other effects in the movie look good.
Yeah.
Except
that's
sore
fine.
thumb old man.
The effects look amazing. Like consistently better than every movie.
I thought Fassbender was good in that as the cyborg. David.
It was just like, I don't know. I did not like it. It looked better than all of them consistently. Graphics, the set pieces were great. I didn't give a fuck about anything that was all stupid as shit.
Cut rate Tom Hardy wasn't
They're like,
great in that.
Oh, we have these archaeologists that found these cave paintings and we're going to ship them out into... and none of them meet each other until they wake up. Everybody, when they first wake up, that scene, when they're all awake, they're like, in the lunch hall, like, hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do?
Don't talk to me.
You just flew 200 years away, and you didn't meet the crew before this. You're fucking hypersleep, and you went. It was like, it was boring. It was boring. I don't know how we got there. It probably would have been a lot better movie if they didn't do the prequel. We don't need a prequel. Like he tried to introduce so much. It was like a completely different sci-fi movie that he tried to plug into the Alien franchise.
It was
so loosely.
It was
and it's
supposed
just
to
like,
be like Fingerprints of the Gods.
It's very much like the last Aliens movie where the alien is merging with the human.
Yeah,
it's like that, but it's back human kind of thing merging with an alien and becomes this new thing at the end of the movie where it looks more like the traditional bigger alien that is in all the other movies.
Xenomorph.
But it's like it's fucking. It's
District
whatever.
9.
District 9, yeah.
I still want to see Alien Covenant.
I do too, but I'm not super... I mean, if we need a show and, there's nothing else out, but I'm not like... I'm less excited. I was hoping for it to be good. And I'm sure it's okay, but I really didn't like Prometheus. I wouldn't want to go in a movie theater and watch that. Big Daddy, Psych, Day of the Fight. Have not seen that.
It's
interesting.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick. I haven't seen that.
I've not even heard of that.
No.
Maybe it's like a student film. Jumanji from 1995. I don't remember.
It's kind of a fitting.
Hook
battle.
versus Jumanji to Robin Williams. Kind of classics.
Movies.
Hook for sure. Hook came out 4 years earlier, which in that stage of your life is so much time. Like Jumanji, I was less of a kid when it came out.
Yeah.
Like I connected as far as kids movies with Hook. Hook is I've never really rewatched Jumanji. Can't remember the last time I watched it.
I know I've watched it a few more.
A
few more times than just once. But.
Yeah, throughout my life, I've rewatched Hook a lot, and that's another movie that gets shit on. Some people don't like Hook, which is so weird. But I think they're just probably generation-wise. I don't know.
It's not a great movie.
It's a kids movie.
It was fun when I was a kid.
But it's really great kids movie. Yeah, it's a well-made kids movie. Kind of back when they still had the Jim Henson feel, kind of like a lot of practical when the kids are putting on the fucking armor, getting ready for shit, and it's of the time, very 90s.
But Jumanji was good.
Yeah, Jumanji was all right. I don't know.
It's
for sure Hook.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. But I don't mind Jumanji. I'm sure there's shit Jumanji can beat, but it's not getting. Should not be in our top 20, anywhere near it.
I don't think Hook should be in our top.
I would rather have Hook. I don't think it should either, but I would rather it be in our top 20 than Jumanji for sure.
I have a feeling this next one's gonna skip too.
Me too. Maybe I'll reset the browser. Maybe I'll just do that right now.
The breezy.
Dun, 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 dun. So you can check out our list, flickchart.com/IDP. Start your own. If you do, send us a link.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. If you're a fan of rating movies, like when I first set up my Netflix account and you can rank movies, I just like fucking ranking all kinds of movies, and then they changed the shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Fuck. Oh, it's reloading the reload.
Double load?
It's like loads all day. It's a very porn version of FlickChart. A lot of loads.
So loady.
Load heavy. It's like a progress bar for load. I wonder if there's a porn cut where it's just like right before the cum shot, there's a loading screen. Right? That'd be funny.
I'm sure there is. Ooh.
But like edit it in as like a fucking troll in the porn, so it's like somebody's using it to jerk off, and then
just play the Rick.
Although
Isley.
I don't know how many
play
times
the Rick Isley song and Rickroll everyone.
No, because that's
porn.
old as shit. That's old as shit. The loading screen, simple.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's probably not a good idea.
I don't
mainly
think
because
Rickrolling has ever really died.
Oh, it's dead. It's hacky as fuck. Like. Old people,
still gets people
are probably doing it. Well, it doesn't get people.
I'm saying like
people click on something not knowing
like,
what it is. No, it's so dead. It's like it's as dead as the fucking Macarena. It's as dead as the fucking the mannequin challenge. It's as dead as the ALS ice bucket thing, which that was at least for good cause and it worked.
I'm glad the whole catching yourself on fire in the shower thing that stopped. That was a weird trend.
No, that's great. If you're dumb enough to
Darwin
light
Award,
yourself
but...
on, yeah, for sure, go do it. I don't give a shit. That's probably why skin grafts have been so successful as far as like, oh, you spray some stem cells on these fucking stupid people and they're fine. It actually seeps into the brain. They like function better. So now they're better humans now that they lit themselves on fire.
I think they should have to ask them how they got the burns before they give him the stem cells that cure everything. If
not early on when they're still
stupid,
testing it, they're like, hey, we need for legal purposes
human testing. Yes.
Yeah.
But then once it's like good, we're like no.
Oh no, it's just like they're
deal with these
using those people so then the rich people can get it like. You're gonna see like Richard Branson jumping into a volcano and then like get regenerated because he's like, fuck it, nobody's done it and I do crazy shit. Like flying a balloon for a rich person isn't crazy anymore.
No.
The X-Files movie 1998 versus Ghostbusters 2 Legend of the Ooze.
Pretty much.
There should be a cross edit of that and the Ninja Turtles Legend of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze.
Sure. No, we call it Legend of the Ooze for copyright. You know. I mean Ghostbusters 2. Yeah. Not a great, but
I liked
the second best
2.
Ghostbusters movie.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's the second best. Out of all of the Ghostbusters movies that have been made, it's my second favorite.
It is. By leaps and bounds before my third.
If I could watch the third end scene in 3D again, that's pretty good. Oh shit. Thelma and Louise versus Contact. Both good movies.
Both very good movies.
I have rewatched Thelma and Louise multiple times recently.
Recently?
And it's still,
It's still a good movie,
still
I know,
holds
but
up.
I
It's
haven't
so great.
watched it in a long time.
Yeah. It's not super rewatchable, but
for me, it's Contact.
I like
Just
Contact
because
a lot.
I like
but
space stuff.
yeah, but there's
sci-fi.
I do too. Like the newest.
When the alien comes to her as her dad. Like,
Yeah.
I think
the end of it.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
That's pretty
Which
sad
is
shit.
whatever.
No, it's fucking from 97.
Oh yeah, that wasn't sad at all. I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. That's all you see.
I like that.
I get to see
fucked up. You know,
my dad,
my dead dad,
my mom's sperm
alien
donor.
Face.
Yeah. Shit, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we went to the judges. Thelma and Louise would win.
It would probably win.
I like a lot of Contact. It's just like there's things like the end. I was like, I don't give a shit, and I don't know. Like there's been a lot of space movies. It's handled really well. It's not cheesy.
It's not even really a space movie as much as it's like a interdimensional portal movie.
Yeah, but she's working at the whatever the fucking government
SETI.
Yeah, which I don't know if that's around. Probably funding. Who knows? I don't know what the reality of that thing is still, but it was real. Man, I really like Thelma and Louise. Really good. Great movie,
it's a
great
good
acting,
movie.
early Brad Pitt, like, although he's
ending.
not. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those endings where it's like, I mean, I enjoy Thelma and Louise ending more than the Contact ending. I don't really like the Contact ending. It's not bad. It's just I don't like it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of movies where they end like
Suicide
that, like
over
which another movie you haven't seen?
Not believing
Butch
you.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid ends very similarly.
Yeah.
Different type of scenario, but very similarly, and I'm fine with that ending because you know where it's going. It's a no-win ending, so it's like, oh, you want to end the movie with them hitting the bottom of the Grand Canyon and car blowing up?
I like the way Shane handled it.
You should put that at the
As
end
he just
credits.
rides off and like because he's shot, but you don't know if he survives or he doesn't.
There's a scene in Driver that's basically. I'm sure it's a scene where that happens. I don't like that. I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just that one's more of like riding off into the sun. It's very Western, kind of, which I don't really. Western tropes are like people are assholes and everything's dirty and it's like there's just you can shoot like trigger fingers off. Really, you're shooting trigger fingers off?
Yeah,
go fuck yourself.
They're pretty hardcore in the Old West, according to
although I like
legend.
Like Deadwood was great, and Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid was a great movie.
Tombstone is one of the
Tombstone
best
is
goddamn
great
movies ever.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta go Thelma and Louise. I've been trying to convince myself Contact, but I just can't do it.
And I assume Thelma and Louise will win.
I don't know. I would too, but I have been surprised. What is the new Arrival? That was really good.
62.
Respectable. It's not a Rotten Tomato. It's a fresh. Well, it's not fresh, but
it's a tomato.
It's in the supermarket at the end of the day. on a weekday versus
Thelma
and Louise, which is very much a soundtrack of the movie. 83.
Thelma and Louise.
Maybe I'll do that'll be the album artwork for this. Will be Thelma and Louise. Coyote Ugly versus Death Proof. I mean, for sure, Death Proof.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Coyote Ugly had some
very
attractive women
there's
dancing
not
on
many
bars.
movies. Coyote Ugly is going to lose to Eyes Wide Shut for me.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of...
I have not seen The Proposition.
Boring. I think it's like Australian independent, like kind of Western. So boring. If I'm thinking of the right movie. I've not seen that. All right. So Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels versus Blow.
Oh.
I mean, Lock, Stock is a tighter movie. Blow is definitely longer. I mean, it's a lot of different things. You're following them through
a lifetime.
Yeah. So that's one of the downsides of biopics sometimes. It's like, although Blow is good.
They handled it really well.
I liked Blow. I've probably seen it a couple times, like recent after it came out, but I have not seen it in a long time. Like
I haven't either.
I've seen it available.
Yeah,
me too. But it's just like I kind of get the story. I don't really need. There's nothing about it that makes me want to sit through that again.
It's a great movie.
It was probably one of the last great Johnny Depp.
And I never
movies.
really owned Lock, Stock, but I
definitely
love
owned
that
Lock,
movie.
Stock. Yeah, simple,
and I
independent.
Like Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. Did you see the Rogan podcast with him?
I have not.
It's good. It's good.
Did he explain why he made a bunch of shitty movies?
Rogan wouldn't be that disrespectful. Eddie Bravo's still his best friend, so he puts up with whatever.
True.
It's not like I don't think he wasn't in there to critique his work.
But Blow is a far superior
kind of like,
movie.
I mean, based on not really. I mean, they're different stylistic. They're different types of movies, but I mean, they both do really well in what they're doing. I'm just not a huge. I'm more of a fan. I'm not a big fan of biopics.
They're both movies about drug dealing.
Yep.
Kind of.
based on that, Lock, Stock. When you bring that they're both based on drug movies, it's like, oh, well then Lock, Stock is way more, because it's way more of like a, like, you know, it's Tarantino, like kind of like, fuck you, people, like just idiots.
A lot of dialogue.
Like, yeah. It's just, and it's simple. It's before Guy Ritchie got budgets and he did like super slow-mo, super HD kind of like
I'm sure he had
action
a
scenes.
decent budget for Snatch, and that was still an awesome
No,
movie.
it was, he mentioned how low it was. It was pretty low compared to what his budget
Figured
movies
just to
are
have
now.
Brad Pitt in your movie.
Yeah, but he was still indie. It was like off of this. So it's like a big get for him, but I'm sure Brad Pitt was like, I want to work with this guy. And, you know, actors get more respect when they do, you know, low budget movies because, you know, they're not getting paid, but they can, you know, show people that they can act.
They can maybe win an Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that, I mean, a lot of people of these guys are still in early Jason Statham. Was he in that?
Yeah. Statham's almost in all of the good Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah. Well, early now, Statham's got his own career where he's in like 5 franchises, like Fast and the Furious, Mechanic, fucking Transporter. Well, he was in the Transporter for like 5 movies.
Crank had a couple.
Crank, which I enjoyed both. If they brought back a third one, I'd probably enjoy. I would
And then he's
love
been
watching
in a
it.
slew of just.
He's in like
other
I would
movies.
imagine a few of the Expendables, but he's part of the
He was
Fast
in
and the Furious
10
franchise now.
10 other movies where it's him driving a car and beating people up.
Like him, and then like Samuel Jackson is in like every franchise.
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yes.
Marvel,
Yes.
Kingsman.
Yes.
Was he in Triple X? I think he was in the second. I think he possibly
Might
part
as
of
well
Triple,
have been.
but yeah, he's a guy that shows up everywhere.
Yeah.
Disney movies too. Crazy.
He's also in all Tarantino movies.
I know,
All of them.
dude.
And as
Props to that dude.
we know, most of Tarantino's movies are all set in the same universe.
I mean,
So
not the same timeline.
not the same timeline, but the same universe.
Sure. I mean, that the only thing that would be different than our universe technically, well, I mean, would be killing Hitler. 'Cause that's the only thing he's changed history
Yeah.
on. But I don't think he's trying to do a Kevin Smith kind of universe building thing. He just likes to work with a lot of directors work with a lot of the same actors.
Yes.
I mean, that's just that's been common forever.
But I've watched YouTube videos on it.
Theories?
No, it's not theories. It's
Yeah.
the threads of like the dude from Django is related to
Yeah, but it's all theory. It's not like
the names
Tarantino
are the same.
didn't.
They
Yeah,
have
but
the same last name.
Sure. I've seen so many. Like I've seen some. There's like with anything. There's fucking like people have like, oh, these are Easter eggs, and it's like that's not what they were completely unintended things that happened to be in the movie that people think are like
Tarantino seems like a pretty deliberate dude.
But I don't think he's like as far as directors who are like working on a universe for their films. Kevin Smith is the only one. I think maybe he likes to use certain names. I think he likes to work with different actors and different like archetype people. Like a lot of dialogue heavy, a lot of like people against each other.
I live in the universe where they're all connected.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's
me. That's my Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, that's your.
And this one doesn't hurt anyone.
No. Well, but
I'm not telling people the Earth's flat or anything.
Yeah, that's like that's fine. It's as ridiculous as people that like stand up for the prequels for Star Wars. Like that's fine. You can like them and like them just because this guy that created the universe made them, and that's fine. I don't have to agree with it, but it's pretty ridiculous to me. It's pretty ridiculous.
I'm gonna openly mock that.
Yeah, but I've never heard any of those. Any like same universe kind of things, but I wouldn't. I mean, it's a fun thing, I guess, to think about. But I just enjoy his movies. Have you seen Hateful Eight yet?
Nope.
You saw Django though, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. I think that was the last one before Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And I think, what is he doing next? Anyway, who knows?
Lock, Stock.
All right. I think you were going Blow before, so I just, when you said Lock, Stock, I was like, all right, let's do that. I didn't even know if we settled on it.
I was just arguing both of them.
Oh, yeah, but then that was like an hour ago.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't handle the truth because A Few Good Men are battling Beauty and the Beast, the 91 animated classic and newly remade live action, which made a shitload of money, and I have no desire to ever see in my... Like, I have that much desire to see the new Beauty and the Beast as much as I do any of the Twilight movies. Like, if I die without seeing any of those, I'm probably doing good.
I think I watched 2 of them, and they're terrible.
Yeah, it's not for me. I know it. I'd rather watch the Mockingbird. I saw the Mockingjay movies, which are whatever. Those. It's like, it's more of a, like, it's battle royale, but, you know,
because of a
little bit better story.
A couple Twilight movies.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was like, you don't want me to watch these with you anymore because I was like,
I would just be talking. I would just talk shit.
It's fucking terrible.
I would make it a horrible viewing experience for you. Yeah, it's like, I don't.
You know what? I know A Few Good Men's a good movie, but I'm not even. It's a whatever
it's
movie
a good,
for me.
like, military courtroom movie. Good acting moments. I think the dude that wrote it had a lot of movies.
Michael Crichton.
Yeah,
probably.
something like that. Yeah. I don't really give a shit about Beauty and the Beast, especially since it was up on our top list. I'm really scared that it would come back up there. I mean, I like the "you can't handle the truth" quote more. There's nothing from Beauty and the Beast that, like, I've adopted into my life in any way. Not that I'm, like, going around.
The truth is, it's very iconic.
Exactly.
Movie quote. I'll go with it just for that. But yeah, I never really got it. Even I liked early Tom Cruise. I liked Jack Nicholson.
All those movies that came out were really fun. Like there was a lot of court, like The Client, The Firm. Yeah, a lot of courtroom law thrillers.
With Tom Cruise.
Well, Tom Cruise or like Denzel was in some. Fucking, like, they used all the kind of the popular people of the time. Did you ever see
Tom Clancy or Michael Crichton?
Maybe both. No, Tom. I don't know. I don't even want to look it up. But it could. Both of those names were big. Aside from, like,
people are watching, they're listening to this, going, "It's fucking this and that, you fucking idiot."
Yeah, but it's just not worth the time.
I don't care.
I'm glad
way.
they know.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean,
and
if
I
you
usually know stuff.
I mean,
like
people
that
could tweet
for no
at us.
apparent reason.
Keith Spurlock 1 at Ray Taylor. You can yell at us there. The Naked Gun. From
first one.
Yeah. From the Files of Police Squad versus I Know What You Did Last Summer.
So the Naked Gun 100%.
What do you want from me?
But
what do you want from me? Remember that scene?
Oh, yeah.
Where Tits McGee?
Yeah.
She had like a
window.
A window of popularity. Heartbreakers, I think, was the last thing that she did.
I still love her tits to this day.
But she hasn't done anything that I know of. Well, I don't know what her tits look like, is what I'm saying.
Well, all I know
it's been like over a decade, Keith. I don't know if you understand how long it's been.
I don't care.
I know, but
unless they got thrown in a wood chipper, I think I'm going to still like her tits.
I don't think you understand how tits work over time. Man.
I do. And I appreciate a little,
I mean, maybe she's... I don't know.
They don't have to be upright anymore. I'll lift them up and put them into place.
I don't know if they're real, but like tit jobs, like there's some bad tit, like where it's like sewn up and then it's like you see like they like soldered in the nipples, like everything is like.
Unfortunately, a lot of
and like veins.
The ones that look like that are actually breast reduction surgeries. Because they have to fucking cut out all that meat and shit and replace the nipple.
They're definitely fake tits in the one. I mean, they're all porns. Sure. Every time I see that is like just a porn star. Well, star is a very loose term.
Let's talk about something fucked up I heard today, though. About the Naked Gun.
Ooh.
That they're making another Naked Gun movie with Ed Helms as a relative of Leslie Nielsen.
Did he do the
Yes, the Vacation.
Okay, well then that's just... I mean, I see what they're doing.
It's not supposed to be a comedy.
Well, I think they're just shooting low because they knew that the remake was I tried watching the remake of Vacation.
It's not a remake. It's just he's supposed to be Rusty, grown up, taking his kids on.
But it's the same movie. It's a remake.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a fucking remake, and it's like a high budget shitty comedy remake. Like they do.
And
all
Ed
the time.
Helms seems to be like the captain
He's getting paid, man.
Oh yeah, I'm not fronting on him for that, but he is the winner of
fuck,
those.
Like as far as that franchise, Naked Gun. Who the fuck? Like I could see bringing back the Scream franchise just because now we're adults and maybe it was that makes more sense than the Naked Gun. Like Naked Gun is like, if you're gonna
make another Naked Gun movie, though, you make it a fucking slapstick comedy. You don't fucking try to make it something else.
Well, then it's Dragnet.
Well, yeah,
because that's what Naked Gun was spoofing. I mean,
primarily it wasn't spoofing anything because there was a short-lived TV show from the Files of the Police Squad, and it was Leslie Nielsen in it, and but it wasn't nearly as slapsticky on TV as they made it in the movies.
Yeah. But
so
I don't know.
Weird,
here's the thing. I don't think, aside from like the Jackass shit, that's where slapstick is gone.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you could do like they tried to do this Three Stooges movie. They actually made it. Like after
and then I
remember hearing because it's like who's watching slapstick shit? Like slapstick is not like the core slapstick is gone. Is gone to the Jackass and all that shit, or the now like Vine and like World Star Hip Hop
pranks.
Yeah, it's like people are getting injured. It's just more like fail videos that are kind of funny.
Yeah,
but intentional fail videos and a lot of things. So I don't even know if like a slapstick. I no desire to see any kind of Naked Gun version, whether serious maybe, because then I mean it could still be a good name and they're just trying to have the brand somehow, but. I don't want to see a slapstick comedy
on a fucking Naked Gun spinoff.
It's just they have a script for a serious cop drama, whatever, or maybe serious with comedic moments in it, like comedy relief in it, and they're like, "Well, how are we going to sell this? Oh, we'll use this
Frank
brand
Drebin's
because that's what a lot of
son.
That's what a lot of the reboots are. That's what the 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was just a script. They're like, oh, we can adapt it so it could be part of this world, and it could be like mildly. I mean, the first one was a low budget thing too, so it's very much like online marketing and kind of word of mouth that connects them all. But it's like that. It was just nobody wrote like, oh, I'm gonna write this as a Cloverfield thing, and they probably just tacked on the end part of it so it attaches to it, which would make sense. I mean, you could make any movie. Almost, I mean that's a good movie to do like low budget, and it's attached to this other low budget thing, and it's done in a completely different way. Like,
and if it was already all shot, all you need to do is bring that one girl back.
Yeah, they didn't shoot it and change it.
To do any reshoots.
Before they even started production, they're like, studios like, we have this script, we want this dude to do it, and we want to develop it so it's part of this universe. I think they even had. I don't know. I mean, the script changed. Yeah. They adapted it to work with everything, but it was a story that somebody else, they already have shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't create new shit. We have stacks of people writing shit for us. It's just how do we fit it into marketing, which all that shit is like sequels. Like, that is kind of one nice thing in a way that you get with the sequels, I guess, if some studios are doing that. Like,
well, it's not even
like Cloverfield's not a sequel.
No, it's not.
But it's not a sequel because it's such a different kind of. It's just a really good movie that's completely different. It's completely different than the first one, which was, found footage. Completely different style. But yes, if somebody's going to do that, which at least somebody's doing, that's cool. But Star Trek and. I don't know, all these fucking Naked Gun bullshit. If they bring back, I don't know, they just bring back things because it used to be a name.
Yeah,
like we'll just tack something onto it.
But I got to go Naked Gun in this one.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
2 more.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Superman Returns. I have not seen Spy Kids.
I have not either.
And I did not mind Superman Returns. Ocean's 12 versus Superman Returns. these are very close on the scale of me giving a shit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a whatever for me. They're both movies.
I mean,
in the way we've been rating certain movies
they're
recently,
definitely movies.
They're both movies.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind if I was on a plane or in a hotel.
I would watch either one of these movies if I was
on.
stuck in a situation
They're
where
not bad.
I had to watch these movies.
They don't make you angry.
No,
I don't
want to watch this.
It's not like throwing on Goat.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is not gonna. What are we doing here?
Is this gonna get good soon?
Does this guy like Kubrick that much?
But this is gonna get good.
I could see that being he'd be a very Kubrick because it's very slow and like shit's loose
with no score.
Yeah. Actually, Kubrick wasn't like he's very minimalist with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, but he would do like
it's just noises,
repeating things that made you uncomfortable.
Shit, man.
Superman?
I don't know.
I don't care.
I don't either. But it's like, okay, I have to find a reason to go with one over the other. There has to be a reason.
What's 12? Where the Fox? Is that the Fox one?
With the Borat? Or is that the third one?
Borat's not in any of them.
Yeah, well, not Borat the character, but the actor. He's like a art thief. And he's like, there's like a scene with him talking to Clooney and
I don't think that's him.
Yeah, no, I'm almost positive he's in it. What's his name?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah. Oh shit. How do I spell Sasha? Sasha?
S-A.
Oh, here. I know how to do it. Bam! Fucking internet for stupid people like me. Sacha Baron Cohen. Filmography, actor.
Let's see.
What movie were we talking about?
You're saying Ocean.
Oh, Ocean. One of the Ocean's movies, yeah. No. Bruno. Jesus. Talladega Nights. Hold on. Oh, he wasn't in it. I wonder who I'm thinking of.
I know who you're thinking of, but I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a scene in a movie where
the fox.
Yeah.
And he leaves this little porcelain or wooden.
It's just not.
Like, fox.
It's whatever. It's just like, oh, it's like a flashback. It's like, oh, he's going to tell a story, and it's a flashback scene of like why we should give a fuck for this movie where they're going to do a heist. Like it's all the same movie. Yeah. This like every Aliens movie falls apart at the end. Like every single one so far falls apart at the end. Prometheus falls apart at the end. I mean, it's a very boring movie up until the end, but they all fall apart at the end. The fucking special effects gets worse, or it's just like they all fall apart.
How about the guy that is the map guy gets lost and no one else gets lost? He puts out these mapping droids.
In which one?
Prometheus. The two stupid guys that end up getting killed because they get stuck in the thing.
That's hard. That doesn't narrow it down. I mean, oh, yeah. The
guy's smoking weed in his spacesuit and shit.
I don't know. It's just not, it's whatever. It's not horrible. It's just, it's like, it's fucking, there's no script. Movie. The script is dog shit. That's the main thing. Looks great, shot well, acting's whatever. I mean, they're acting. It's not like bad acting.
Yeah.
But the story is like, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. This doesn't relate. It's so loosely, except for the scenery and the fact that ship is like a big part of all the other movies. But it's like it's a prequel. But they could have. I mean, that could have been a prequel to fucking Predator, just as easily as Alien.
Any space movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what do you want it to? It evolves into the Terminator. Oh, that's how Skynet actually did it. But I still don't know which one of these two movies. I really like the scene in the Superman Returns where they're shooting bullets and they have the close-up on his eyes.
His eyeball.
Yeah, that was a really cool scene. That's all I got. Out of these two movies,
he picks up a whole island made of kryptonite.
I'm fine with that, too. It's pretty epic. I mean, not believable in the lore of the movie.
Yeah, or except for the fact that that's the one thing that can kill Superman.
Yeah, but he's overpowered it in other movies. Not to that level.
In one movie, Lex Luthor puts a rock.
Here's the
on
analogy
a chain
that
around
makes
his
it.
chest,
I get it,
and he almost drowns to death.
But he still overcomes it. Well, no, I guess she helps him.
Yeah.
This movie,
picked up
what
a
that
whole
situation
island of
is his
And
child
this is the same world.
is like a woman picking up a car because her child is buried under it.
But
that's what the
exact
analogy
same
would
world.
be.
This is supposed to be the Christopher Reeve Superman.
I mean, but then he has a kid.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
But that's not Superman. Christopher Reeve's storyline is not where. Yeah, but it's like they're continuing it after that franchise.
This was set as.
This is after 2, right?
Yeah, this is supposed to be after 2.
Which is whatever. It's people didn't like this movie because he had a kid. I remember the comic book people were like, "Fuck this movie, he's got a kid," and then also that. But I could see that in that scene because I don't give a fuck about the comics. I've only cared about Superman through the movies. Like the fact that that's a scene is fine.
How about that he just fucking doesn't raise his kid because he's a piece of shit? He leaves his kid again at the end, just to be like, if you are.
I'm not saying he's a good dad.
Alien with superpowers.
I'm not saying he's a good dad.
Wouldn't you want? You should have to have a dad around.
That I relate to that kid now. I relate 100% to that kid. Oh, you grew up without a dad? Okay.
Yeah, except
okay. Boo-hoo. A lot of people grow up with dads.
His dadless life. He could fucking.
My dad wasn't a fucking superhero. My dad didn't save lives.
He doesn't know his dad's fucking Superman.
Oh, for sure.
And then he gets mad at someone at school and he fucking rips their head off.
Oh no, but yeah, that's true. He does have superpowers. Well, but it's like Superman was a fucking orphan. It's not like he was like explaining to like the people that found him in the fields, like, "Oh, I have superpowers." They figured it out.
He was a baby.
And they're like, "Well, they figured it out."
Yeah.
It's not like he told them that it's like, "Oh, I'm a superhero." They figured out he's a superhero. Same thing with that fucking kid, although it took him a little bit longer because he's crossbreeded with a human. I just don't believe that he could fuck a chick and his sperm. Oh, his sperm is like not super. Like he would, like every sperm would have gotten to that egg. Every single Superman sperm. There's no like one out of like billions
what if
of
he's
sperm.
So super,
she would have been the
squirt out
Octomom.
One sperm.
It would have been like the. That's just not how it would have worked.
Well, he's an alien.
Yeah,
maybe
but he's
that is
in the form of humans, so I'd imagine he's got a dick.
Yeah,
right?
no, I'm just
he's
saying. He's
got to have a
dick. Maybe
he might not even have a dick.
Maybe Kryptonians only have one sperm, as to where humans have a lot of sperm.
But even that one sperm,
you would think would.
I mean, if you got one super sperm and you're in just like a regular normal woman vagina, like go. I mean. I'm sure it's just like you're fucking like you got like a fucking jackhammer the size of a sperm, like just one little sperm cell and swimming inside of a woman she'd probably just like it'd be like shaken baby syndrome for adults. Whatever, she'd just get concussions and whiplash just from the sperm trying to swim up into her ovaries. She'd like throw a hip. Be bad. Be bad.
It would be.
But I'm just saying I didn't mind the fact that he lifted an island of kryptonite. I was like, whatever. It's a fucking superhero movie anyway, so it's like, well, what science are you bringing to the table here? You know?
I liked Ocean's 11 probably the best out of the Ocean's movies.
I don't even know.
Who cares?
I remember more of the first one just because it was the first one and the director was like a guy that, you know, did some interesting work. But, you know, it's better than the Hangover franchise, which is basically
Didn't Bryan Singer do the Superman movie?
Maybe.
Either him or Brett Ratner. I feel like they do all those movies.
Well, at least then, yeah. Okay, I'll go Superman or Ocean's 12. I don't really care. All right, last one.
Yeah,
Superman, the Tobey Maguire.
Who?
I mean, the other man, superhero, Spider-Man. Start with an S, and we just came off of
Superman.
A lot of Superman. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, first one, 2002, versus Robin Hood, the Kevin Costner,
the
Prince of Thieves. The Kevin Costner's Thieves of Princes from 1991, which I enjoyed that movie.
I enjoyed it as a kid.
It's very much the Robin Hood-like version of Dances with Wolves, you know, kind of like that. He was the guy for those movies back then. Spider-Man's whatever. I don't know.
I'm going Spider-Man on this one. Robin Hood was fun when I was a kid.
I mean, as movies, I like. I mean, I don't really give a shit about either of these movies, but I like Robin Hood more. I like Spider-Man. I like. They're whatever. I mean, they were the best out of no good comic book movies that were out. Like, that was almost the tip of the spear as far as let's try and handle these properties with some respect. And then that was the first. But then Iron Man was technically what they called the best or whatever, or the Batman.
Well, that's
Batman can't. The Christopher Nolan Batmans came out after this, so this was kind of the first.
Prince of Thieves is kind of a dog shit movie, though.
Yeah, Spider-Man's kind of a dog shit movie, though. I mean, not as bad as the third. I haven't even been able to watch the third one. When he turns into emo, dude, I was like, what is going on here? I'm off. This is not a movie I want to watch. And I'm not a big fan of the director.
Sam Raimi?
Yeah. Like, he's got a style.
I like
it's
the
very
Evil Dead
poppy.
movies
Yeah,
and shit.
It's very poppy, like comedy, horror, kind of. Like, yeah, very much in almost the same. I could see him do. I would love to see him do a Fuck Fairyland. Because that's kind of like light but dark.
Yeah.
Like poppy but kind of dark tones. I would love to see Sam Raimi Fuck Fairyland. But I don't know. I mean, there's other Kevin Costner movies I like more than that. I mean, Dances with Wolves I like more than that.
I like Waterworld better than Robin
I
Hood.
like Waterworld better than that too, but I like Waterworld better than Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man's not bad, but it's not my shit.
Yeah,
like I mean, especially now, there are actually so many good comic book movies that I enjoy far more than Spider-Man.
I still like Spider-Man better than Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. If this was Robin Hood, Men in Tights,
yeah, but that's
fucking destroys Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a completely different comparison, though. Let's go to the judges. Fuck it. Spider-Man 2002.
89. Wow.
It was well received, man. It was like the #1 movie, like top grossing movie.
Because there weren't any
for like until next summer. Well, and then they just changed how they released movies.
There weren't any options back then besides.
No, well, they changed how they release movies now, where it's like they burn the fuck out of movies, like as many screenings as possible to get the biggest fucking opening weekend number ever, and then it dies out after like a week, maybe 2. Especially now. What's the other movie?
It was your movie.
Oh, Robin Hood. Oops. Never saw the.
I didn't see the Russell Crowe one either.
Yeah.
89 versus 50. Dog shit movie.
Not that surprised. It's not dog shit. It is like, I don't even want to look up what fucking Suicide Squad is.
That's terrible.
But for sure, yeah, I guess that's true. Spider-Man. All right, that's it. So you can go to our FlickChart page, flickchart.com/IDP. Check out our top list of movies. Start your own if you want. But that's how we do this shit, people. You can follow Keith at Keith Spurlock 1.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
On Twitter. I'm at Ray Taylor on Twitter and Instagram. Let's go donate $1 to our Patreon page. If you want to donate more, that is awesome, and you will get some shit for that. Some good shit, not some bad shit. Patreon.com/InspiredDisorder, and you can find links to artwork, YouTube, iTunes, everything. All links to everything we do and how to subscribe everywhere. InspiredDisorder.com. That's it, people. We're out of here. Till next time. Peace.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Inspired Disorder podcast. Embedded signals within this podcast have reprogrammed your natural thinking patterns. Side effects may include lack of inhibitions, erectile dysfunction, anal leakage, transcendental communication with beings from 4 of the 7 primary dimensions. In the event of a tear in space-time, please keep your hands down and feet together. Any loss of life or limbs due to interdimensional travel is not the responsibility of this podcast.